to be on the roads when it gets so cold. Stay at home and stay warm and safe at home, okay? We got a number of events this weekend. The Texans game should be all right tomorrow. As Sunday comes in, the marathon, and weather's going to get a little bit worse. So just please plan ahead. Just want to tell you, the public, we have our homeless outreach team. They're going to be out even before the major cold weather comes in, looking for those individuals that we can get to a warmer place. So if you see them out there or you see somebody and it look like they're down, please give us a call, HPD non-emergency number or 311, any number, so we can get out there and get them to a safe place. The same with the pets. Our BARC team, they'll be out there, our animal cruelty team working with BARC. Last storm we had 544 calls, I think my commander said, about animals. So keep those calls coming in, but just plan ahead. Take care of your pets, take care of one another, and we'll be good, just like we always do. But thank y'all very much, and let's continue to work together, keep our communication going, and people just use a little bit of common sense, and we'll be all good. Thank you.
One thing I would like to add that we will have 7 warming centers, and they actually open Monday at 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Tuesday, and then through Tuesday night. And I place such a high premium on public servants. Councilmember Ramirez and Councilmember Kamen are here doing their due diligence and lending their support and echoing the message of we're all in this together. Let's come together. At this time, Chief Pena.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for leading on this issue. As you'll hear a little bit later, the expected weather can cause some very dangerous conditions for Houstonians. It's going to be busy. We expect it to be busy for public safety. Every time we get weather like this, it increases the call volume. But the public can do their part as well. The mayor mentioned it, and it's a good point. Minimize travel and stay indoors, especially during the extreme part of the cold. Check on your neighbors, keep an eye on them, especially the elderly, and be cautious of carbon monoxide poisoning. We don't want you all to sacrifice safety for warmth. Make sure you have a working smoke detector in your home. Make sure that it's tested. We recommend that you have at least one on every floor, including the basement, because every year, thousands of people end up at the ER for accidental carbon monoxide poisonings, and we can avoid that. Make sure you do certain things. Carbon monoxide is colorless, it's odorless, and it's poisonous. It can very easily reach levels that are lethal to both humans and animals. So the common sources of carbon monoxide are improperly working furnaces. Make sure you're servicing those furnaces. Get a qualified technician to come out to your home and service your furnace before this weekend. If we get power outages or if you use generators, ensure that those generators are operated outdoors. Do not operate the generators inside the home or even in the garage, even if the doors are open. Those generate a lot of carbon monoxide that can permeate into the homes and cause a hazardous situation. Don't use your stoves or your ovens to heat your home. Improper burning of those fossil fuels can create carbon monoxide. That is our biggest risk. In addition to that, if we have power outages or because it's so cold that you're using your car and the charger to charge your phones or whatever, make sure that that vehicle is not inside the garage. Again, even if the door is open, that carbon monoxide is going to fill that home up quickly and it can be lethal. We've had instances in the past, every year it seems like we get calls, 911 calls for accidental carbon monoxide poisoning, and it could be avoided. The last thing is that make sure that your phone settings are such that you can accept alerts from public safety messaging. Make sure you check those settings so you can receive, certainly Alert Houston and other emergency communications that public safety may put out during these times. Space heaters, we'll put out some additional information, but space heaters, if you're going to use a space heater, leave a 3-foot safety zone around those heaters. Anything that's combustible is at risk to catch fire when you use those heaters. Do not go to sleep with the space heater on. Make sure you turn those off. And the last thing is plug those things directly into the wall outlet. Don't use extension cords or anything that causes overheating, and those run a risk of catching fire. So with that, we'll be open for questions. I guess we're going to bring up Chief Bunick. Chief Bunick.
Great, thank you. And Mayor, thank you for your leadership in telling all the other city departments it's going to be on all hands on deck. Every city department is participating and assisting in this expected emergency that we have coming up this weekend. The Office of Emergency Management does have a plan. We do have experience, especially through Winter Storm Uri and December 2022 weather events. We have a good plan in place. We will be opening up our Emergency Operations Center, where we will be assisted by local, county, state representatives. We're also in close contact, and we have up with us here today CenterPoint Energy, and we'll be monitoring the ERCOT grid along with them. We'll also be monitoring the TransStar cameras for any potential icing on the roadways, but we're in a position to respond to and coordinate any different type of event that will come in the city. Next, I'd like to call up Emergency Management Coordinator Tom Munoz, and he's going to talk a little bit more about the specifics on the warming centers.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Bunick, Chief Mayor, council members. The City of Houston will be operating 6 warming centers throughout the city on Monday and Tuesday, all from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. on both days. As you can see on the screen, we do have these multi-service centers are Acres Homes, Denver Harbor, Sunnyside, and the Metropolitan on West Gray, as well as Fondy Community Center, Downtown Recovery Center. This is a very dynamic list. Just recently, we just added Magnolia Park Multi-Service Center. All these locations are accessible by Metro and will accept pets. Depending on the needs of the location, pets may be required to be kept in the kennels that are available on site. We're glad to say that thanks to strong partnerships in the community with Lakewood Church and A-Leaf Family YMCA, will be operating those same hours to help the community. We have also received many requests from organizations seeking to volunteer or operate as warming centers. If that is one of you and one of your church groups is interested in participating, please contact us at oemmedia@houstontx.gov. Once again, oemmedia@houstontx.gov, so we can coordinate and share your information. As part of our extreme weather emergency plan, the city offers free rides to these warming centers and locations. If you need a free ride, you can contact 311 by visiting their website, downloading the app, and sending an email or making a call. When we have winter storms, it's important to remember to take care of the 4 Ps, people, pipes, and plants. This is very important. Please check on your neighbors, especially if they're either elderly or live alone. You never know if you could be the difference in saving their lives. If someone in your family has a disability, access, or functional needs, remember to have the plan that includes your accommodations. If you need further information, we're working hand in hand with a great partnerships with the Mayor's Office of Peoples with Disabilities. So please contact them for any additional information, or you could visit our website. We have also been in contact with CenterPoint. They maintain the service reliability. They're on natural gas and propane reserves, and they monitor that. We have been in constant communication with them, and we'll be out doing so throughout the storm. Our team is ready. We've been exercising, working with all those stakeholders, great partnerships that you see behind us, and both internal and external. We want you to feel confident that we are prepared. Houston OEM and the rest of the city stakeholders are committed to safeguarding the Houston community against all hazards. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Carol.
That's all good. Good afternoon. I'm Director Carol Haddock with Houston Public Works, and on behalf of the 4,000 men and women of Houston Public Works, it's my honor to be here today to tell you about how we are making sure that we are part of the preparations. We want to make sure that everybody is safe. What we have done, we're responsible for the water and the wastewater system as well as the streets. I'm going to talk about the water system first. What we have done and what we have learned in the last few years, we have made significant updates for resilience in the water system. We have made sure that all pipes that are outside at our facilities are wrapped, that they've been covered, that they've been winterized. Our generators that are throughout the city and at our treatment facilities have all been tested. They're on a routine testing system, but we tested them all again this week just to make sure. We have topped up the fuel if it's a fuel tank that is a liquid fuel, not natural gas through CenterPoint, to make sure that all that's there, and we have our fuel trucks ready to roll if we need them. In addition, as the temperature begins to drop, we will actually cycle those generators on and off to make sure that they are warm, that the blocks do not freeze, and that they're able to continue to be operational throughout the event should we need them. The biggest thing that we have, though, is the partnership with CenterPoint, making sure that we have a heads up should we have any interruption or any expected interruption in power delivery. They're going to give us the heads up that they have. It may be as short as half an hour, but they're going to give us the heads up they have so that we can be sure that we are fully ready to keep everything up and running. That's what we're doing to get the water system up and running. I want to make sure that you understand that that is throughout the city of Houston to make sure we keep those pressures up. Let's talk about the pipes in your houses for a minute. We do specifically ask that you not drip the water, but what we're going to tell you is the best thing that you can do to keep your pipes from freezing is to not have water in them. We're going to encourage you to turn the valve off at the house and let those pipes drain out through your faucet. Your pipes can't freeze if there's no water in them to freeze. We also understand that some of you do not have that option. Physically, you can't do that, or you do not have that valve available to you. In those cases, we're going to ask that you be very mindful and that you do not drip a stream of water, but that it is truly a drip, and that it's farthest away from the faucet and the meter so that you keep that water moving through the pipes to make that happen. Flowing water is less likely to freeze. So if you will work with us on that, that will help keep the pressures up in the system. And please, if you don't have the option of draining your pipes, please do make that drip very, very slow and very small. As for our streets, the partnership with the Texas Department of Transportation is taking care of the freeways, the overpasses, everything that you see out there. We're taking care of the streets that belong to the city of Houston, the streets around the airport, the medical center. We're making sure that the overpasses, the bridges that access those critical facilities are being pre-treated today. We need that treatment to be down before we would experience any rain, so that it will do what it needs to do should we get rain and freezing. So we are out there. In addition, we have barricades that are being staged around town should we have streets that do freeze up. And we have trucks that are ready to deploy with de-icing sand and or gravel if we do have ice that appears on roadways. If you do see that, call 311. We will get it to our crews and we will get out and do it. Once again, please mind all these asks and requests that you make good choices and keep yourself safe first. That is the best thing that you can do to help you and help us keep you safe. Thank you.
Well said.
Before we open it to questions, I want to thank this team behind me. The professionalism, they're prepared to work into the night. They've got their rank and file on the streets as we talk. So I've urged him, don't make me have to change my message later on. But let me just thank them, and I know, press, you play such an active role. You're Houstonians. I would ask you to join me in giving these people a round of applause. Y'all can show a little emotion, too. With that, any questions of the leadership?
Can we? A lot of questions going to come for CenterPoint, too. We got Jason here, if you don't mind.
No.
Come on, Jason. Come on up and say a few words. They're going to be asking about you anyway. Yeah. Real quick, and then we'll... No.
CenterPoint's got the easy job.
Come on.
All y'all got to do is keep the power coming, and we'll do the rest.
Yeah.
Would you like to reassure them that you're on all hands on deck, too?
Of course, Mayor. So So I'd like to thank you, Mayor, for your leadership and also your team for the constant collaboration and partnership they've had with us as we've worked together for this event. But as we brace for the significant colder temperatures, we are prepared and staffed to deal with providing service to the millions of customers that receive service from our electric and natural gas systems. In addition, we've been taking several steps to communicate with our customers both directly and through social media outlets. So we'd encourage our customers to, if they have access to these outlets, or to pay attention to the messages, especially around safety and energy-saving tips in the event of conservation being asked for. So we'll continue to communicate with our customers and also provide updates to our important stakeholders throughout the event. Thank you.
You want to let Mr. Angel speak to the challenges of the disabled community?
Mayor, you want to hand the mic to him?
Okay.
Let me see if I can do this.
Thank you, Mayor, and I echo you, Mayor, to thank all the department directors and leaders that are behind me today, not just for the great work that they're doing, but for always keeping in mind that the disability community is also part of the Houston community. And so with that, Mayor, the Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities has committed their time to ensure that during this process, people have accessible communication so that they are informed on what is going on. For example, to my right, we have American Sign Language interpreters ready to translate. We will have those folks ready also during Monday and Tuesday if that need is necessary. We also will have our staff available to receive calls for those people with disabilities that need resources in their community during this hard time. And we're hoping that we don't need to provide those resources because nothing is really going to happen, right? But in that case, we will be ready to go. And so we're here to support the Houston disability community. And Mayor, I thank you for your leadership.
Thank you. We'll open it to questions. Sounds good. We're ready. Let's go to work.
All right. No questions. That's the first one. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Good job. Great job.
Quick note to the media. Which one of these? This one. If y'all want to get B-roll, we have the Emergency Operations Center lit up. Oh, Spanish. Yes, we can definitely get you some Spanish sound. And we can do a B-roll of